What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE to be sent upside down, John Cena reveals the reason he tapped out, John Cena shoots on his retirement run, Cody gets emotional during the podcast, a big WWE retirement coming, a fan selling John Cena's hair captured at his last match, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Now our first story looks at WWE to be sent upside down. Now our top story today looks at huge news for WWE, as the company will officially be doing a collaboration with Stranger Things. According to reputable outlet Fightful Select, WWE will be doing a crossover with the popular show, but it's unclear how exactly this collab will materialize. WWE has had a big crossover coming soon. WrestleVotes Radio and Fightful Select reported on this week's episode that WWE is set for an upcoming crossover promotion with Stranger Things. WWE Raw is a Netflix brand, and the new episodes of Stranger Things are out this month. This collab will make a ton of sense, especially with both Raw and Stranger Things being on the same platform. It's possible that WWE simply has some sort of actors from the show in the crowd at Raw, but you never know, they could even do some wild segments involving Vecna and the Demogorgons. I mean, they literally had zombies at ringside once. Next up, a huge documentary in the works. John Cena's WWE career is finally over, but does this mean that we've seen the last of John Cena? Well, according to Fightful Select, WWE has been working hard on a new Cena documentary. WrestleVotes Radio on Fightful Select has confirmed that John Cena will be the subject of an upcoming documentary on his retirement. There were documentary crews on hand for a production that is tentatively targeted for a mid-2026 release. Peacock is a rumored landing point, but that isn't confirmed as of yet. This documentary will be completely separate from the WWE Unreal series on Netflix, and hopefully the documentary gives fans a behind-the-scenes look at Cena's final year in pro wrestling. It's entirely possible that Cena appears on Raw or SmackDown to promote the documentary, especially now that he signed a 5-year ambassador deal with the company. Next up, Nikki Bella addresses fans calling her a whore. And Nikki Bella has addressed online criticism from fans calling her a quote-unquote whore, responding openly during a recent episode of a podcast, The Nikki and Brie Show. The backlash she's received stems largely from her personal life, especially a divorce from Dancing with Stars pro Artem Chignevstev, which followed his arrest on domestic violence charges last year. Bella explained that the insults are particularly ironic because she hasn't been physically intimate with anyone in a very long time. She hasn't even kissed someone recently. It's funny when people call me a whore when I actually haven't had any intimacy in a really long time. Even think of kissing. I haven't even kissed someone in so long. It's kind of crazy. I was thinking about this last night. Like, do I still know how to kiss? You know when it's been so long? Now, rather than dwelling on the negativity, she's been focusing on her wrestling career after returning to WWE earlier this year. What began as a short comeback has turned into a more sustained run featuring matches with Becky Lynch and Chelsea Green, and now she's involved with a high-profile storyline with women's champion Stephanie Becker. Next up, John Cena reveals his best moment. John Cena appeared on Cody Rhodes' podcast yesterday, and to say that some of his comments are the talk of the wrestling world would be a total understatement. One of the things Cena discussed was his favorite moment in pro wrestling, and Cena would outright declare that his best moment was seeing CM Punk apologizing to the Saudi Arabian fans before Night of Champions. You had someone who, in a moment of frustration and reaction, said some pretty hateful things about a culture, and then you had that culture respond with, "F you, come at us, not in our house." Then you have a man who is brave enough to walk into the lion's den. For young performers, old performers, please watch that pre-show. I think it flew under everybody's radar. I was bawling my eyes out saying this is the best thing ever. According to Cena, this was an instance of Punk being accountable for his words and actions. Phil goes out there, and I want to say Phil because this is about his development as a man, front row. There's a dude who holds him accountable, and I'm huge on accountability. In that moment, Phil was accountable for what he said. He gave a good explanation for why and then asked what can we do after that. He said, "I'm sorry," and then you leave it at that. And that's all you can do. Now, for those unaware, Punk was very critical of the WWE Saudi deal, and he infamously sent a tweet to The Miz that was rather inflammatory when it comes to Saudi Arabia. Punk did indeed make up with the Saudi fans, and at first he was heavily booed, but once he got them on his side, the negativity seemed to disappear virtually overnight. Next up, the real reason why John Cena tapped out. The wrestling world has been wondering why exactly did John Cena smile as he tapped out to Gunther, and now Cena has pulled back the curtain and explained the logic behind the controversial match finish. According to the man himself on Cody Rhodes' podcast, he compared it to taking a last breath, and he compared it to dying peacefully. We're just in a sleeper hole, but we're having that conversation with the audience. As I essentially take my last breath and have struggled. You think of somebody, the natural cause scenario, or how we picture loss in our life, all of us have been through it. They struggle and struggle, but they hang on just long enough to make sure to say goodbye to everyone that is meaningful in their lives. And Cena continued by saying that the whole day meant a lot to him. The whole day was so meaningful and vulnerable conversations. Then you realize I've connected with everybody I love. Physically, I feel great. I think it's time to take that last breath. I hate to keep going back to obituaries, but that was the person died peacefully. Now, this without a doubt furthers the idea that Cena was the man behind the finish, which should naturally take some of the blame away from head of WWE creative Triple H. Cena also discussed the match finish from Survivor Series on his podcast, and when he dropped the Intercontinental title to Dominic Mysterio, the match itself featured interference from members of the Judgment Day, as well as a returning Liv Morgan. According to Cena, he pitched this idea as it acted as a way of giving each wrestler a moment with the live crowd. All the pitches Cena made in his final two matches were utterly selfless, and he truly wanted to ride off into the sunset by making everyone else look as good as humanly possible. But John Cena did shoot on his retirement run. John Cena's retirement run was certainly a mixed bag, but Cena himself has never openly criticized anything WWE has done when it comes to his booking, and this is unlikely to change anytime soon. Cena would discuss how the run went on Cody Rhodes' podcast, and according to the former WWE champion, it was a beautiful run. Let's say everyone who showed up at the Chamber stayed active until August. That robs us of John Cena, Orton, Cena Punk, but what we got from me personally was beautiful. What Cena is referencing here is The Rock and Travis Scott, two names who infamously dipped shortly after the heel turn went down. Cena is implying that if these two remained in the picture, then the big matches between Cena and Orton, as well as Cena and Punk, wouldn't have occurred. This does raise a number of questions, such as what exactly was WWE's plan for the retirement if The Rock stayed around? Was The Rock going to wrestle? It seemed like everything following The Rock dipping was a direct pivot, and WWE were in essence making it up on the fly. A lot of fans have been critical of Cena not openly criticizing the booking, but Cena has recently signed a new WWE deal and is heavily rumored to be inducted into the Hall of Fame next year. It would be completely out of character for Cena to badmouth WWE, especially on a WWE-funded podcast. It's just not going to happen. But what is next for John Cena? What exactly is next for the WWE GOAT? Well, according to the man himself, he has a dental appointment to get an implant fixed, and he's also planning on a lengthy holiday. I've got to get a third run on a tooth implant. I lost 3 of them, so I've got to get another one. That's first. Then it's holiday travel, being present with curiosity and purpose with my family for 7 days, and then with my other family for 10 days. I want to keep screen time way down, get as many social engagements as I can, actively listen, and just be present. The podcast interview was also notable as Cena delivered the interview in a suit. Cena made it clear that any WWE-tied commitment or appearance would be in a suit moving forward, and so far, Cena is sticking to his word. Cody Rhodes would also break down in tears after the podcast ended with John Cena, ending it with, "I'm so proud of you." This is the second time that Cody Rhodes has shown emotion during John Cena's final run. Cody Rhodes would even tweet, "Having John Cena share his first words since retirement on this podcast is something I'll never take lightly. He's been a friend, a mentor, and one of the greatest teachers in the business. Enjoy this one because moments like this are rare and special for a reason." Next up, WWE set a new record. Now it's now been confirmed that John Cena's final match sets new records for WWE. It was confirmed on the podcast that Saturday night's main event resulted in the largest arena gate in WWE history. The fact that this wasn't even a PLE is insane, and WWE will be delighted by setting the record. It still doesn't make a ton of sense as to why the show didn't take place in a stadium. Demand for the show was through the roof, and WWE could have easily sold out a stadium of 40,000 fans in attendance if they bothered to book a stadium for the show. This record ultimately highlights just how big of a draw Cena truly is, and it's going to take WWE some time to replicate such a consistent draw at the top of the card. Next up, a concussion update for a WWE star. Raquel Rodriguez had a rough week after she was thrown into the ring steps by Nikki Bella on Raw. Rodriguez had a visible lump on her head following the spot, and it was widely reported that she was placed in concussion protocol and wouldn't be able to wrestle until she got the all clear. Thankfully, that's exactly what's happened, as Dave Meltzer writes in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that Rodriguez is okay and that she's got the go-ahead to wrestle again. This is positive news as she's in the midst of a top storyline on Raw, and it would be a shame if a concussion halted her push. Next up, a fan is selling egg captured at John Cena's last match. If you want weird, this is truly a weird story, as a fan has listed a truly unusual item for sale on eBay, a bag of egg claimed to be from John Cena's final ever match on Saturday night's main event. The listing describes the item as crisp air from John Cena's last match, and the price is at an eye-watering $1,708. To support this stupid item, the seller included photos showing a printed label noting the date and the match details, along with a handwritten note saying that it contains the air from CENA'S last match. The listing has been taken down, but what's to say that this guy didn't just bag his own fart and then put it on eBay? And finally, a big WWE retirement incoming. A final story looks at the possibility of yet another WWE retirement. 2026 is already set to see retirements of Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles, and potentially even Chris Jericho, but Seth Rollins is now confirmed his in-ring future. The former WWE champion spoke to Ross Tucker and he stated that he's got a few more years left, but he's closer to the end of his career than the beginning. I've got a lot more years left in the tank, so I'm not sure I'm there just yet. But I mean, I think often about it. I guess the mortality of my career because, when I started when I was 17, 18, now I'm nearly 40, and I'm certainly not going till I'm 60, so I'm almost, closer to the end than the beginning. Rollins would add that he hasn't given his last match a thought. I think about, like the mortality, the fact that it's winding down and maybe there's like some urgency to do some things that I haven't done or contribute in a different way. But my last match, my last moment, I feel so far away that I haven't quite got there yet. Rollins is a name that is destined for a backstage role in WWE when he calls it a day. He has experience both in training and producing, so it wouldn't be surprising to see Rollins in a significant role alongside Triple H. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.